Hello, welcome to Season 4, Episode 6 about the movies The World's End. The our cat occupying one of the bags on the floor, as usual.
Sneezing.
And sneezing onto it, now she's on another bag. The World's End, directed by Edgar Wright, the third in the Cornetto trilogy, or the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy, which I've been looking forward to ever since Hot Fuzz, and they said they were going to make another film together. And it kind of hasn't worked out because, Simon Pegg's gone supernova. He's doing like so many, Star Trek and everything. Nick Frost is doing lots of films. Edgar Wright did Scott Pilgrim. So they finally managed to work it out, and they made the third film. And again, I've said this before a lot in this season so far, that we're doing these reviews so late that they know what the movies are about. But it's about these group of friends who go on a pub crawl 20 years after they did it when they were teenagers, and it's led by Gary King, played by Simon Pegg, who wants him to do it so he can kind of recapture his former glory of being a kid, and his life never got as good as that moment. I absolutely love this film, and I've seen it a few times now. Seeing it in the cinema was great, and I don't know, for me, my favourite cinema experience ever was going to see Shaun of the Dead. Went to see it with my mates. We were fans of the TV show Spaced, and it was just like, not many people were in the cinema, but everyone was laughing at everything. It was just so much fun. And that's why I kind of really love Shaun of the Dead. And when we went to see The World's End, it was similar. Small screen, wasn't full, but I think everyone really enjoyed it. There was a lot of laughter. And
yeah, we did see it in cinema.
Yeah, and I just remember there was that guy next to us who was like,
"Oh, was really excited.
God!" And that was great. It was kind of...
There were a few references in there, though.
Yeah, at first I was like, oh God, this guy's going to do my head in. But I actually kind of was enjoying his excitement and stuff.
Yeah.
It was cool. And so it was a bit like Shaun of the Dead. It was like, I really enjoyed the cinema experience, which is rare these days.
Our row was the best row, though.
Yeah. I mean, there was a few times where I laughed out loud, like really.
Yeah, I knew that it felt like a laid-back crowd. Sometimes you get kind of like tense because people aren't laughing at all, and you're like, Jesus.
It's always that thing where you feel like, I want to laugh, but no one else is, so
I just chose to laugh when something was funny, out loud. Like,
ha!
Ha! Okay, not that bad.
You've never laughed like that until that very moment, and that was fake anyway, so...
Yeah, but I did laugh out loud, like... You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
I wasn't scared for anyone to hear me laugh. Even when nobody else was.
I'd seen the film before I went to see it in the cinema, so there was, I kind of enjoyed it more because I could see some of the layers, the writing's very, well, the story's quite complex. Well, not complex, but there's just so many things you can kind of glean from it a second time around, like just the things that kind of, like the Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz in this one, they're very... What's the word? They're films that you should watch more than once, and you'll catch things, and they're really kind of,
especially after
delicately
seeing all
woven.
Of them. Yes, after seeing all of them, watch them again, and then watch them again, and then once you've seen them.
Although it has taken me about 2.5 years to get her to watch Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. We recently did it a couple of weeks ago.
I had seen them before.
I know you had, but
several times.
We watched other films several times, but anyway. Well, this is a whole other conversation.
I know.
The World's End. Great film. The action was really great. I was really surprised because they filmed it like...
Did you say 2.5 years? It hasn't been that long.
It was, anyway.
No.
the first fight scene with the blanks, again, people have seen this movie, where shit gets real.
Yes.
It seemed like the whole room was like, oh, we didn't know it was going this way.
Yes.
Like, everyone was like, what? Everyone was laughing and like, ah. It was awesome. And I, of course, loved the fact that there's a couple of wrestling moves in there.
I had not seen the trailer.
Nick Frost doing a big elbow drop. It was awesome.
You were going, whoa, when
brilliant.
That happened, even though you've seen it before.
Yeah.
What
was the atmosphere?
Did not know that was what it was about. So when it first started out, like, oh, we're gonna go on a pub round, and I'm like, okay. Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, that's okay. And then I saw Bilbo in there, and Tim, or what's his
Martin
name?
Freeman.
Freeman, right? Yeah. And the other ones, I don't know. Do I? No. So I was like, oh, him! Yay! I don't know, I was pretty excited about it. And then, well, this is kind of a spoiler. Well, it's not a big spoiler.
Oh, go ahead.
But
people seen it.
But Nick Frost has been an alcoholic, obviously, before, and so he drinks water.
But I think he was
You're
alcoholic.
Drinking fucking rain, Simon Pegg goes, and he wanted him to drink, and I was like, oh come on, Nick, you have to drink because you're the most fun part of every movie with him.
It was a role reversal where
yes,
Gary King, Simon Pegg was like way like that, and
yes,
Nick
and
Frost
then
was very
when
popular.
he took his first beer, I was like, yes, this is where the movie starts. But that was after the first blank fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He drank all the shots.
Yes, and I was like, oh my god, yes! And I was thinking, no matter where this movie is going, it's going to be great from now on. Not that it wasn't great before that, but I was waiting for Nick Frost to wake up. You know what I mean? He was too normal.
I've seen a really good review of this film, like a really in-depth one that picks apart loads of different themes and stuff, and this film was really a lot more than just a comedy film to me anyway. I just loved everything about it. My favourite film of the year.
When you've seen everything else with those guys, you
yeah, there's a familiarity there, but also I really connected with the nostalgic theme of the film. It's about looking back at the past and stuff, and all the 90s music that they used as well, and that kind of thing, and all late 80s and stuff.
You make yourself sound so old.
Well, I'm not old compared to them.
No, not at all.
But yeah, I'm very much a nostalgic person. I like looking back and that kind of thing, so it resonated with me. Pierce Brosnan, a little cameo in the film, that was cool. Another James Bond in one of them.
And Mr. Finch. No. Filch?
Yeah,
Filch?
David Bradley, I want to say.
What's his name in Harry Potter?
Filch.
Filch,
Yeah.
yes. Finch.
Although I saw him more recently in a very disturbing episode of Game of Thrones. Like, I see him in a whole new light now. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, he is in it. I remember that.
She hasn't seen The Red Wedding. God. Anyway, that's a whole...
I'm only on the start of season 2.
Whole other... Oof, Jesus Christ.
I should really watch that show, shouldn't I?
Maybe not. Seriously, that episode.
But yeah, the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
is very entertaining.
Yeah.
A little bit on the edge of the seat, kind of, in a way.
Yeah.
But in a funny way. But there's so many mixed feelings. Like there's even like a not sad but like emotional part where you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh really? And they're like, oh.
No, I thought the ending had quite an emotional punch to it.
The ending?
Oh,
the very ending.
No, the last
After
15, 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, well yeah, but the last minute as well is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like the ending.
It's a weird ending
I thought it was
to a
cool.
movie like
I really liked it. It was fun, and it really kind of took things back to a whole other theme that was kind of running. There's a lot of themes in it. I won't go completely over it and stuff, but yeah, a lot of great lines in it. Like "fuck off back to Legoland," you.
Another fence jumping scene.
Yeah.
Which if you've seen the other movies, you'll get that one.
I like that they didn't go to they didn't have the cornetto very prominent. It was just a very quick flash of it near the end. You know, it wasn't like a.
He wasn't eating one.
No, it was just like a flash of a wrapper, so it wasn't too gimmicky or anything.
I wouldn't have minded it though.
No, I guess not. Yeah, the opening scene, I loved the editing and everything. It was really similar to Spaced. The music, and actually, there's a scene in the toilet which is almost framed exactly like a scene in Spaced. And I have tweeted Edgar Wright twice now asking him if that was intentional. He didn't reply. There you go.
Keep trying.
But it just looked very similar, and again made me feel nostalgic about Spaced. And then that kind of, I don't know if that was intentional. That was mentioned in that in-depth review I read, which Edgar Wright retweeted. So maybe it was. I don't know. There's a lot to kind of talk about with the film, but I loved it. I'd give it 10 out of 10. I can see other people rating it lower. That's fine. But for me personally, it just ticked all the boxes.
Maybe if I see it again, I might rate it higher, but I don't know, 9.5 maybe. It's been a while since I saw this one as well, a month at least. So it's not as fresh anymore, and I'm not as big of a fan as Luke is, because he is insane. But I am a fan. Yeah. I am a big fan, but he's like. So he would rate any of these movies a 10 without even blinking.
Well, I don't know. I really am rating it on its merits as well as me being a fan of them. But you know, I understand you rating it low.
Yeah.
That's fine.
9.5.
I enjoyed that you weren't that keen to see the film, and then after it was finished, you were like, I really loved that. Wasn't it?
I was enjoying it from the very beginning. Within like 15 minutes, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm really loving that I'm watching this. Like, this is so enjoyable. I'm so glad there's so much left. When I really enjoy a movie and we're watching it on a computer or, well, on a TV, I always check, like, when I'm really like, oh, that's so exciting, I hope it lasts for a while. I check how long it's left. It's just like waking up around 4 a.m. and you know you have 3 more hours to sleep and you're like, oh, yes.
It's a really weird
It's that
analogy.
feeling. No, but it's very
I get
similar.
what you mean though.
You don't know what I mean exactly because you never get up early anyways.
But I had experienced the feeling of getting up early and knowing that you have hours. You know. It has happened to me before.
Yeah, maybe 10 years ago.
No, pretty recently. Anyway, we get off topic on these videos, so we'll leave it
True.
at that.
I recommend it.
10 from me. Was it 9.5?
9.5.
That's high.
It is very high. I don't know if it's actually a 9. Maybe it'll go down. Maybe it'll go up. I'll leave it at 9.5.
Well, everyone reserves the right to change their mind, but there you go. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Ta-da.
Ta-da. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. Ta-ta.